Right now, somewhere in Addis Ababa, a business with a brilliant idea cannot grow. Not because the idea is bad, not because the team is unqualified, but because they cannot access the money they need to scale. And somewhere else in that same city, someone has money sitting in a bank account earning almost nothing, when it could be working, growing, building something real. Two problems, one solution, and most people have never heard of it. Welcome back to Technology in a Minute. Today we are answering one question. What is a capital market and what is the ECX, the Ethiopia Commodities Exchange? And why are these two things among the most essential tools any country can have for serious economic development? Here is why this matters right now. Think about blood and a human body. Your heart does not create energy, it moves it. It pumps blood carrying oxygen and nutrients from where they exist to where they are needed most. A capital market does exactly the same thing for an economy. It does not create money out of nothing. It moves money from where it is sitting idle to where it can build factories, fund startups, grow farms, and create jobs. Without that circulation system, even the healthiest economy starts to suffocate. Ethiopia is at a genuinely historic moment. The country launched the Ethiopian Securities Exchange, ESX, in 2024. Bringing a formal stock market to one of Africa's largest economies for the first time. The ECX, the Ethiopia Commodity Exchange, has been operating since 2008 and has already transformed how Ethiopian coffee, sesame, and other commodities reach global markets. Both of these institutions are pieces of the same larger architecture, a capital market, and understanding how they work is understanding one of the most powerful engines of national economic growth ever designed. By the end of this episode, you will be able to explain what a capital market actually is, why the ECX matters for everyday Ethiopian farmers and traders, and what the launch of the ESX means for the country's economic future. Let's start with the capital market itself, because everything else builds from here. A capital market is simply an organized system where people who have money connect with people who need money. That's it. Strip away all the financial jargon, and that is the entire idea. One side has savings, the other side has ambition. The capital market is the bridge between them. Imagine a coffee processing company in Jimma wants to buy 3 new machines, hire 50 more workers, and double its production. The problem? That expansion costs 10 million birr, and the company does not have it sitting in a bank account. In a country without a capital market, that company has two options: borrow from a bank at high interest rates, or simply not grow. In a country with a developed capital market, that company has a third option: issue shares and sell them to ordinary investors. The company gets its 10 million birr. The investors get a share of future profits. Both sides win. Countries with developed capital markets grow, on average, 1 to 2 percentage points faster per year than comparable countries without them. Compounded over 20 years, it is the difference between a middle-income economy and a wealthy one. A capital market is not a luxury for rich countries. It is the circulation system that turns savings into growth. Stay with me here, because this connects directly to the second piece, and this one is closer to home for millions of Ethiopians. The Ethiopia Commodity Exchange was established in 2008 under the leadership of Dr. Eleni Gebremedhin, one of Africa's most respected economists. The ECX is not a stock market. It is an organized marketplace where agricultural products like coffee and wheat are bought and sold. Here's how it worked before the ECX existed. A coffee farmer had one option: sell to a local trader who offered whatever price they chose. The farmer had no information about what coffee was actually worth on the global market. The trader knew the global price, the farmer did not. The ECX changed that completely. Think of it like a referee stepping into a game that previously had no rules. The ECX sets standardized quality grades for every commodity, so a beer in Dubai knows exactly what they are getting. It provides a public, real-time price display so every farmer, trader, and exporter sees the same number at the same time. And it guarantees payment through a centralized clearing system, so sellers receive their money reliably. In its first few years, the ECX handled over $1 billion worth of commodity trade. Ethiopian coffee exporters gained direct access to international market prices for the first time in history. And farmer income for ECX-traded crops increased measurably because information inequality was removed. The ECX redistributed economic power from traders back to the farmers who actually grow Ethiopia's most valuable exports. Now let's talk about what capital markets and the ECX actually mean for real people, because the most important story here is not about institutions. It is about what changes in someone's daily life when these structures exist and function well. Think about a smallholder farmer in Sidama growing some of the finest single-origin coffee in the world. Before the ECX, that farmer's entire economic reality was determined by whoever showed up at their gate that morning. One beer, one price, take it or leave it. No way to verify whether that price was fair, no way to compare, no alternative. The farmer grew world-class coffee and lived in poverty, not because of bad luck, but because of a structural information gap. After the ECX, that same farmer can deliver their coffee to a certified ECX warehouse, receive a grading receipt that tells them exactly what quality category their crop achieved, and watch the price on a public display board. When their lot sells, the payment arrives through a guaranteed clearing system. That farmer now has something they never had before: negotiating power rooted in information. And when farmers have negotiating power, household incomes rise, children stay in school longer, and investment in next season's crop increases. The World Food Program has documented that price transparency in agricultural markets can increase smallholder farmer income by between 15 and 30%, not by changing what they grow, but simply by changing how fair they are paid for it. Because the ECX established standardized quality grading, Ethiopian beans became significantly more attractive to specialty coffee buyers in Europe, Japan, and North America. Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee. The ECX gave those beans a credential the global market could trust. Now the Ethiopian Securities Exchange, the ESX, launched in 2024, is attempting to do for companies what the ECX did for farmers. Give them access to capital they previously could not reach, through a transparent and trusted system. Now here is where we have to be honest: capital markets are powerful. They are also fragile. The first challenge is trust. A stock exchange only works if investors believe companies are reporting their finances honestly. The second challenge is financial literacy. A population needs to understand what a share is, what a bond is, and what risk means. The third challenge is infrastructure. The ECX is faced with repeated difficulties with warehouse systems and connectivity in rural areas. Technology is helping close this gap. Mobile trading platforms are extending market access to areas physical infrastructure has not yet reached. Recognizing the challenges is the first step toward solving them intelligently. So zoom out for a second. What does all of this actually mean for Ethiopia and for you over the next 5 years? Here's the honest picture. Ethiopia has a population of over 120 million people. It has one of the fastest growing economies on the African continent. It has world-class agricultural exports, a young workforce, and an entrepreneurial energy that anyone who has spent time in Addis Ababa can feel immediately. What it has historically lacked is not talent, not ambition, and not ideas. What it has lacked is the financial infrastructure to convert all of that potential. The capital market is that infrastructure. The ECX proved the model works. Take a broken, opaque, unequal trading system, replace it with a transparent marketplace, and the people at the bottom of the economic ladder gain power they never had before. The ESX is now applying that logic to the entire sector. If a company can raise growth capital by issuing shares to Ethiopian investors, the engine of the economy starts being powered by millions of ordinary participants. That is not a small shift. That is a fundamental restructuring of who gets to build wealth in this country and who gets left out. The global evidence is clear. Countries that develop deep, well-regulated capital markets grow faster, reduce poverty more effectively, and build more resilient foundations. A capital market is the circulation system of an economy. It moves money from where it sits idle to where it creates jobs and opportunity. The ECX transformed commodity trading with price transparency. The ESX, launched in 2024, is the next chapter bringing stock market access to Africa's largest economies. Understanding this is understanding one of the most important economic stories on the African continent right now. And you just got the full picture. If that is the kind of understanding you want every week, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Join the community of people ahead. Next episode, we go inside blockchain technology. Could a decentralized system do for the developing world what the ECX did for coffee farmers? See you there. This Tech in Minute: like, share, follow and subscribe.